I'm Pasindu Dilshan. So this video demonstrate my Bookstore RESTful API using JAX-RS, and I will use Postman to test all endpoints by covering both successful and error scenarios and how HTTP methods and status codes are handled. So during this project I use Apache NetBeans IDE. So in the project I use Apache Tomcat 9 server with a Java EE8, which is a little bit older version instead of Jakarta. So in my project structure, in the top of the project structure, there is a class called REST application. So in that class, it is the heart of my project. It will handle all endpoints in here. So I used custom exception for my project. So as you can see, there is custom exception classes in here. So in the model bookstore model package, there is author, book, cart, customer, order classes. So it will store the variable data and pass the data to the getters and setters also. So in the main part in the bookstore resource, there has author resource, book resource, cart resource, uh, like that. So in that classes, if we talk about the author resource class, uh, there is path annotation maps all endpoints to author, and there are some HTTP methods like that, post method, get, put and delete, like that. So in that post method, it will if the user inputs the author name, and it will check the input is null or empty. So if the user input is null or empty, it will throw a error called invalid input exception. It will use in here it will use in here. And the get method, it will retrieve the all authors data. We don't need to put a JSON formatted data to get the data. We can simply use the get method, and in here also we can use the get method to get the data by their specific ID. If we as example, if we endpoint use the base URL /authors / and if we think we need the ID number 1, and if we type ID number 1, and the author is getting according to their input ID. And the put method, in the put method, we use put method to update the values. If we want to update some values, and we can use put method, and we have to use the ID also after the author endpoint in the URL. And also the delete method also the same, we have to put the ID specific ID, and we can delete some values, like the author, like we can remove authors, like that. So other classes also have the same. So let's check this through the Postman. I will open the Postman. Before I will open the Postman, I have to start the server. So I already started, and I restarted for better performance. And then I have to run the project, and we can as you can see the back Bookstore API started successfully. And then you can open the Postman. And before the Postman started, let's see, there is some books in our system. As you can see, there is no books in our system. This is a empty array. So before we add books to our system, we have to add authors to our system. So then I will add the author to our system, and we have to put the JSON data to add. Then I will use this data to post my data to our system, and let's see it is adding successfully, and you can see the author is adding successfully. And let's add another author. As example, I will add like that, and you can see the author ID number input 2 is adding successfully, and you can see this through the get method, and you can see the 200 okay, and this is successfully. And if we add another author, and you can see the this is you can see the 201 created like that. And so the test cases is passing successfully, and get method is passing successfully also. And let's check, and now let's check if we can get authors by their ID. And / and I will put ID number 1 and change it to get method, and you can see the author is getting successfully, and I will use 2 also, and it is passing, it is showing successfully also. And then we can use invalid ID number. Then you can see something like that, invalid author not found, like that. The author ID 1999 does not exist, like that. And then we can imagine we can see the author resource test cases all are passing successfully. So next go back to the books resource test cases, and now I can add a book to our system like that. I will use the endpoint like that, and post before that I will show there is no books in our system, and I will add the book to our system. Before that I have to use the JSON data to add the book to our system, and you can see the book is adding successfully. And I will add another also, and it is added successfully also, and we can see the added 2 books are showing properly, and the post methods are successful. And we then we can add the invalid input, and let's see it is adding successfully. And you can see the author not found, the ID number does not exist, the error passing, and this method is getting successful. And next the all methods are getting successful, and I will try this also. And you can see the same errors getting successful, and I use get method to show the stored data. So in my system the data is stored in the data store Java class. It is in-memory data storing. In-memory data storing. If we restart the server, the data is gone, and you can't save the data permanently. So then I will show all the books also. And next, so the all test cases are passing successfully in the books endpoint. So let's dive back into the customer resource test cases. So in this customer resource test cases, let's see, before that let's see there is registers customers in our system. So let's check there is customers in our system. So you can see there is no customers in our system, which is an empty array. So then we can add a customer to our system. I used this data to add a customer to our system. Then you can see the passwords must be at least 6 characters. I used 6 characters of password to store data something like that. And you can see the customer is adding successfully. And let's add another customer, and you can see the customers are adding successfully. And let's see the both. Now you can see the both customers are showing properly, and this method and get method successfully. And let's check, let's get the data by their ID, and we can endpoint and you can put their ID in here and check this customer is showing. And you can see the customer 1 is showing properly, and the customer 2 is showing properly, and this test case is passing successfully also. And then we can use the invalid customer ID to check whether it is getting successfully. And you can see the customer not found, the customer 999 does not exist. So the all test cases are passing successfully. So you can see the this you can see. So next I will test the cart resource test cases. So before that I will show there are items in our cart. Let's see. As you can see, I have input incorrectly, and you can see there is no items in our cart. According to the ID number 1, there is no items in our cart. Then we can add the items to ID number 1 into our cart, and I will use this data, JSON raw data, to add items to our cart. And I will change it to post method. Something is getting wrong. Oh, my mistake. I have to put this. Then you can see the customer ID number 1 items added successfully, and quantity is 2. Let's change it to 20. It is updating successfully. And the get method and post method are working properly. And think about if we want to use put method to update quantity, and I will update the book ID 1 and quantity to 50, and change it to put method. And let's see, it is getting successfully, and it is updating successfully also. And I will use 23, and let's see, it is updating successfully. And you can see the fast is request is successful, server is responding properly. So the put method is working properly, and you can see the all test cases are passing successfully. And let's dive into the order resource test cases. So in the order resource test cases, let's see, there is orders according to the customers, according to their ID. And let's check, changes to get method, and there is no orders according to customers own ID. So let's add orders to their own ID, and I will use post method and this data to check it is working properly. And let's post this data, and you can see the post method is working properly, and orders are adding successfully to according to their customer's own ID. And this test cases is passing successfully, and get method is working properly also. You can see it method is working properly. And let's check the invalid order ID. Let's input invalid order ID, and you can see there is invalid input order ID and does not exist for customer ID1. So that's all, and you can see there these all test cases are passing successfully in our system. So in that project I used Apache Tomcat 9 server, which is a little bit older, with Java EE8, and so new version is using Jakarta versions. So during this project I used JDK 21 also. So that's all for my project, and thank you for time and patience for listening and reviewing my project. Thank you.